Killing the king of dragon race. A soldier looked up at the sky and said, "The sun is gone. Hurry, we have to secure the gates even more now." Leon Creer muttered to herself, "The sun hasn't set. It's delusive mana clouding the sky. This doesn't feel good. I've got to get to Rudd as fast as possible." She suddenly looked behind her and thought, "Huh? What's wrong now? Why is she acting like some broken?" A zombie screeched. "Keek!" It suddenly attacked. A sword pierced its back. Ain Bryce withdrew his sword as Daniel Gold came running toward them, shouting, "Is everyone all right?" Claire Mason replied, "Of course. Did you get rid of the puppet master?" Ain Bryce nodded. "Yes, I did. The undead are no longer under his control." Leon Creer hesitated before speaking. "Professor, what about Rudd?" Daniel Gold's expression darkened. He went straight to the Forest of Darkness as planned. "While Rudd buys us time, we have to minimize damage and casualties by evacuating all the Seminole soldiers inside the castle walls. Then, we'll eliminate the dragons and undead with a strong, wide-range attack. After that, we can join him. First of all, instruct the soldiers in the defense towers to..." Suddenly, Leon Creer ran off. Her mother shouted, "Leon! Seriously, that kid." Ain Bryce sighed. "Leave her be. We're more than enough to finish things up here." Claire Mason frowned. "I'm getting an ominous feeling from all this mana. Let's hurry." "Soldiers! Retreat to the castle," a blond boy called out to a soldier. "Oi, rookie, are you all right? Get a grip and move." The soldier stammered. I'm fine," the blond boy scoffed. "We were ordered to retreat. Looks like the dragon slayers want to clean up the area. If you want to live, we should hurry." As the soldier looked up, his eyes widened. "Huh. Tats." Adeline Creer gasped. "The sky. It's covered in mana." Meanwhile, in another... Lausia looked at Rudd Donatos and said, "I really don't understand you. Why are you trying so hard to protect everyone, even when you know that only death awaits you in the end?" She chuckled. "I really like your foolish determination, though. But it's too late, dear hero. Seminole was doomed the moment I woke up. The entire wilderness, including this forest, was once my territory long ago. The wilderness remembers my mana. It's part of it. The people of Seminole have probably already fallen into a peaceful slumber. This is nowhere near the destruction I promised. But it's enough for you to put away that sword of yours, isn't it?" Rudd Donatos narrowed his eyes. "Dream, the power to make someone dream until their mana is exhausted. It may be called a power, but in the end, it's just magic that will wear off once the caster dies. Everything will be over once you die, so why are you acting like it's the end?" Lausia smiled. "It makes me happy to know that you understand so much about me. But that can't happen. I have a reason not to die." Rudd Donatos gripped his sword tightly and growled, "Freak, what bullcrap. Do you think humans die because we have a reason to die?" He charged at her. Lausia sighed. "I expected this, but you really are an incredible child." "Right, you said you killed Harma, the lightning dragon. However, I was created to be the third disaster. I'm on a completely different level from that excuse of a dragon king." A powerful blast struck Rudd Donatos, and dark energy surged from above. He gritted his teeth. "This pressure, it's incomparable to what I felt in my previous life. She's stronger than the scorching dragon. No, stronger than the ice dragon. Is that what she meant by third disaster?" The ice spirit king, Feldroa, appeared and said, "Rudd, you seem rather at ease despite the situation." Rudd Donatos smirked. "That's because I'm certain now, no matter how much she talks about caring for humans. In the end, she's just a dragon who will kill them mercilessly." He charged once more. Lausia watched in fascination. Morningstar is eating up Dream. How pretty. Banar's power is splitting the sky. I know it's bad news for me, but I can't help but admire it every time. I wonder if the child wielding that power understands its true nature. She gazed at him intently. "Humans, Dragon Kings. In the end, we're all just pieces on a board called the world. The more I wish not to kill you, the stronger my madness as a disaster reminds me of my role in this game. How can you be so sure when you know nothing? What are you so passionate about? Where does that radiating blindness stem from? I'm so curious. I want to know. Your story. Every little detail." Rudd Donatos gritted his teeth. "Blue wind." Lausia's mana surged wildly. She screamed, "Ah! Ah! Ah! Ah!" Feldroa gasped. "It's pure madness, Rudd Donatos." "Are you really planning to pour everything into one attack?" Rudd Donatos tightened his grip on his sword. "She's stronger than the ice dragon. I can't kill her with my current skills anyway. But if I can force her out of the wilderness, her spell over Seminole will break. After all, she values her own life at least." Lausia's eyes widened. "No, don't make me kill you. I don't want to kill you. Once, just once, let me read you before you die." Feldroa shouted. Rud! The attacks collided, exploding with immense force. Laosia staggered back, clutching her head. Please, no, I have Tio, leave me alone. Free me from this madness. From these chains. Her breath hitched. I'm going to kill you. No, me, I'm not going to give in. She gasped. Ah. She stared in horror. Are you dead? The Ice Spirit King Feldroa sighed. Seriously, you really don't know how to act according to plan. What are you going to do now? There's not much spirit mana left. We might have been able to block this attack, but it won't last much longer. Rud Donatos clenched his fists. You don't have to tell me something so obvious. All or nothing. He continued his relentless assault, then struck Laosia in her large, soft chest. Laosia gasped. You survived. I'm glad. Survive. Survive until the very end, and let's dream a sweet dream together. Rud Donatos scowled. She's gone mad from all the nonsense she's been spouting. He drew his bow. Wake up, you psycho. 700 years ago, in the Forest of Darkness. A sacrifice in exchange for sparing this kingdom? The so-called third disaster. Begging us? Laosia knelt before them. Yes, I sense the dawn of a new era. You're going to seal me away anyway, aren't you? I'll quietly obey. I'll confine myself to the Forest of Darkness and relocate my people to the snowfields beyond the great mountain range. So, will you finally put an end to this long battle, dear hero? A regal woman stepped forward. Do you really think you can escape the will of the Genesis Dragon by doing that? Laosia smiled bitterly. Of course not. I'm just desperate to do something meaningful with the time I've been given. The woman turned to another figure. Arcania, I'll let you make the final decision. You know her better than I do. You've served her for quite some time. Arcania hesitated before speaking. Your Majesty, present time, Laosia murmured. I've always wondered who I truly am. What kind of person would I be, free from the role that was forced upon me? Free from being a disaster? Rud Donatos scoffed. What? Is your life flashing before your eyes because you're about to die or something? Save that talk for your tombstone. He loosed his arrow. Laosia barely flinched. You're strong indeed. Definitely strong enough to defeat Kianil and Harma. Rud Donatos cursed under his breath. Damn it. He assessed the situation. Performative defense moves, half-hearted counterattacks. She hasn't used any magic other than the one on her dragon heart. She's way stronger than me right now, so why? She could kill me at any moment. There's no reason for her to offer her life like this. Conceit? Or is this part of her plan? No, maybe she's just lost herself in madness. Something powerful enough to override her natural instinct to kill humans. Whatever the reason, I only have one choice left. I'm out of skills. With a battle cry, he charged forward and struck. I don't have time to think about anything else, Laosia gasped as the attack landed. Suddenly, lightning flashed across the battlefield. Rud Donatos, now towering over her, narrowed his eyes. Dividing space like I did when I fought Harma won't be enough. I need to fill that space. He raised his axe and brought it down with full force. Laosia gritted her teeth, gripping her wounded shoulder. More. Rud Donatos analyzed his next move. If this works, my strike will open a direct path to her dragon heart. I'll distract her with a flashy skill using the last of my mana. Then I'll pierce her heart with the heaven-defying sword. Laosia whispered, Will we ever understand each other, too? Rud Donatos' eyes darkened. Maybe. If you die. He lunged once more. Laosia smiled faintly. Good job, my lovely child. A wave of mana exploded outward. Rud Donatos' eyes widened in shock. A moment later, he had struck her throat, yet she whispered softly, Now go, and rest well. Rud Donatos' body stiffened. Damn it, she's the one who got stabbed, so why can't I move? He struggled against the invisible force. What did you? Laosia suddenly embraced him. That sword can absorb mana. Using that passage, I let delusive mana flow into your heart. Since you were so determined to kill me, and far too strong to fall into a dream, you left me no other choice but to pull you closer. She closed her eyes for a moment. It was a dangerous gamble. If I had been even a second too late, my dragon heart would have exploded. She exhaled softly. The reason is simple. I wanted to hear the story buried deep in your soul. She winced slightly, but her lips curled into a faint smirk. You really did manage to harm me. She pulled the sword from her body and whispered, Ah, to think a human could pierce this deep into Mom. I'm truly in awe. Rud Donatos struggled, his body trembling. Stop. He groaned, trying to resist. The Ice Spirit King Feldroa called out urgently. Rud, get a grip, Rud. Laosia tilted her head slightly. This voice, it's the Spirit King, she mused. You've gathered quite a lot of things inside this small body of yours. However, it won't help you. The center of your body, your heart, has been linked to mine through dream. She let out a soft sigh. It was a close call. If my dragon heart had exploded, it would have been dangerous for me too. But my curiosity wouldn't let me stop. She gently placed Rudd Donatos down and knelt beside him. What kind of life have you lived to become this strong? She closed her eyes, concentrating. Then suddenly, her eyes snapped open in shock. Wow! Flipping through the memories she had accessed, she whispered in fascination. It's so short, yet so full. Too long to be the story of a mere boy. I want to indulge in every detail, but he doesn't have much time left. So, let's read the summary. She scanned through his life. Rudd Donatos, second son of a hunter family from the countryside. She blinked, then smiled. He had a brother? Oh my, how cute. Her expression suddenly shifted. Wait, this eyes. Kerna, did you? Suddenly, drops of dragon blood fell onto the book of memories. Lausia's breath hitched, her eyes widening in shock. Dragon blood. A moment later, a wolf's form emerged. She gasped. Kianil? No. It's not Kianil. Is it a soul similar to his? But this pain. She suddenly pressed a hand to her lips, her face contorting. This pain, it's coming from the outside? Her head snapped toward the source. Outside, Leon Krier stood firm. Let go of him. Before Lausia could react, she was struck in the neck. Leon Krier's voice rang with unwavering determination. Right now, let go of him, right now, Lausia gasped, her breath catching. It's difficult to breathe, the poisonous mana filling the air. It's hard to stay subconscious. No, don't let go of the sword, Leon Krier. This is the one and only opening that Rudd created. She gritted her teeth. A human. How are you not asleep? Leon Krier's glare burned into her. Shut up and die. He struck again. Lausia let out a sharp cry. No, not now, not here. A sudden force sent Leon Krier flying. Lausia's form flickered. Then, in an instant, she dove into Rudd Donatos' body. Leon Krier coughed, groaning in pain. Puke. She forced herself up, eyes locking onto Rudd. Rudd! She rushed toward him, panic surging in her chest. No way. Did she run away? She knelt beside him, pressing a hand to his chest. He's still breathing, and the mana in the air is weakening. But why isn't he waking up? How can I? A voice echoed from above. Leon Krier. She stiffened. What? A voice? Is this another one of the delusive dragon's tricks? The voice spoke again. You can lower your guard. I am not a remnant of a dream. Leon Krier's eyes narrowed. I am merely a spirit contracted with Rudd. Did he never tell you about me? Recognition flickered in her memory. The Ice Spirit King. Feldroa. She clenched her fists. I've heard of you, but how can I trust you? The delusive dragon disappeared right in front of me, yet her spell still lingers. There's no way to tell if your voice is just another hallucination. Feldroa's voice remained steady. I know about his regression. Leon Krier inhaled sharply. As of now, his mana is completely depleted. I can only speak to you, but that secret should be proof enough to earn your trust. Leon Krier bit her lip, then exhaled. All right, I'll trust you. She glanced at Rudd's unconscious form. Aren't you sharing an imaginative space with him? Is there no way you can use that to wake him up? Feldroa's voice softened. That's something I cannot do right now. However, there is something else we could try. Leon Krier listened intently. Use the heaven-defying Swordo purge the delusive mana from his body. That sword can absorb mana. It might be able to sever the connection and free him from the dream. Leon Krier hesitated. But if we fail, Feldroa's tone was resolute. Rudd has already fallen. All of Seminel is in a deep slumber. We have nothing left to lose. Leon Krier swallowed. Enter Rudd's mana paths. Connect the imaginative spaces. Eliminate the delusive mana. Feldroa continued. The theory is simple. It's worth a try. The heaven-defying sword and your innate talent will also help minimize the risk. Leon Krier tightened her grip on the sword. Okay, I'll do it. She raised the blade, then suddenly winced as a sharp pain shot through her hand. Yuck. Blood dripped from her palm where the sword had cut her. She clenched her jaw. What a loyal sword. She narrowed her eyes, determination flaring within her. I'm doing this to save your master, so cooperate. Leon Krier pointed the sword at Rudd Donatos, her voice trembling. Please, wake up, you damned hero. With a swift motion, she plunged the blade into his chest. As the sword pierced him, she closed her eyes, bracing herself. A few moments later, she slowly opened them again. She glanced around in confusion. What the heck? Her eyes widened as she took in her surroundings. The entire space. It's filled with sky-piercing mana. A realization struck her. Is this the so-called heavenly spirit that all disciples of the SS Kai piercing technique here connected to? Leon Creer turned, scanning the space. Even if that's true, why am I here? Then something caught her attention. Books. As her gaze settled on one particular book, her breath hitched. My name. Her fingers trembled as she reached for it. What's my name doing here? The book suddenly flipped open on its own, releasing streams of shimmering film. As the images unfolded before her, she found herself witnessing Rudd Donatos' past. A surge of emotions overwhelmed her. Then, I'll kill Totham. Her voice was barely above a whisper, yet it carried an intense fury. The delusive dragon. All 7 of them, every single one of them, I'll kill them all. Leon Creer staggered back, clutching her chest. Is this my previous life? A choked sob escaped her lips. Huck! Her entire body trembled. Is that really, Ma'am? Dedicating my life to revenge, only to die miserably with a blade buried in my guts. Pain surged through her skull, as if her mind was being torn apart. Why are those memories here? A familiar voice echoed through the space, sharp and commanding. Come to your senses, Leon Creer, she gasped, her eyes darting around. Feldroa? She turned wildly, searching for the source. Where are we? Feldroa's voice remained steady. You're inside Rudd's inner heaven, his imaginative space. Leon Creer's breath caught. Inner heaven? But only spirits should be able to enter here. Feldroa sighed. Yes, but because an intruder forced her way in, we have a rare opportunity to interfere. Leon Creer tensed. The intruder. Her fists clenched. Are you saying the delusive dragon is hiding inside Rudd's imaginative space? That's my theory, Feldroa confirmed. The sooner we wake Rudd from this dream, the better. Leon Creer gritted her teeth. That's easier said than done. How did I even end up in this place? Feldroa explained. Your blood must have entered Rudd's mana paths when you used the heaven-defying sword. That would have allowed you to form a connection with his imaginative space. Leon Creer took a deep breath. Then, Rudd is trapped somewhere here? Exactly. We need to find him quickly. Leon Creer hesitated. And then? How do I wake him up once I find him? A pause. By slapping him and kicking his ass. Leon Creer's eye twitched. Feldroa. Her only response was silence. Feldroa? Wait, this isn't helpful at all. She exhaled sharply, forcing herself to focus. Think, if Rudd is here then. Her gaze landed on a lone bookshelf. That's the only one that's completely empty. She narrowed her eyes. Someone must be nearby. She took a step forward, then stopped abruptly. Her lips curled into a soft smile. Found you. She approached and sat beside him. You idiot. Rudd Donato sat motionless, staring blankly into the abyss. Leon Creer frowned. Why are you just sitting here? After a long silence, Rudd finally spoke. I had a lot of friends, but they all left. His voice was hollow, as if he were speaking to no one in particular. My brother disappeared. My parents are gone too. That's why. His fingers curled into his palms. I tried to turn everything back, to take revenge, but I failed. His voice wavered. I'm too weak, too stupid, too useless. Leon Creer's chest tightened. They all died because of me. Rudd's gaze shifted to the empty bookshelves. I remember now. His expression darkened. The truth is, it wasn't my brother who killed the mercenaries. Leon Creer's breath caught. It was me. Rudd's hands trembled. My brother erased my memories and took the blame himself. His voice cracked. He, all of them. A shuddering breath. I didn't know. I resented him. I blamed him. His voice dropped to a whisper. I'm a monster. His eyes glistened, but he didn't cry. People tried to protect me, but I'm just a terrible... Leon Creer didn't let him finish. Without hesitation, she wrapped her arms around him, pulling him into a tight embrace. Stop right there, Rudd. His body stiffened. There's a lot I want to tell you, she murmured, her voice gentle yet firm. I have to apologize to you. Her arms tightened around him. And I have to scold you. Her voice wavered, but she didn't let go. It's all become too complicated to just call it a misunderstanding. She pulled back slightly, meeting his eyes. But nobody blames you. Nobody resents you for what happened in our past lives. Her lips curved into a faint smile. No matter what others say, that's what I believe at least. Her fingers curled into his shirt. Yeah, I definitely saw it. She gently knocked her forehead against his. So stop sleeping and wake up, you idiot. Thanks for tuning in. I truly appreciate each and every one of you who took the time to watch this video. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. If you enjoyed what you saw, consider sharing my videos or channel with your friends who might also enjoy it. Your support means the world to me and helps my channel grow. Let's keep this community thriving together. Until next time, see you in the next video.